not only the invitation, he sent out a festal robe. Some often would use a white linen in order for you to keep it safe, in order for you to be careful with the robe. And that when the appointed time comes, you will bring that robe and you will wear that robe to honor the king. And so, therefore, he said to them, Matthew 22, verse 9, therefore go into the highways, and as many as you find, invite to the wedding. And then he continues to say, and so when those servants went to the highways, and as many as they can find, those of whom they can find, the wedding hall was filled up with guests. But when the king came in to see the guests, he saw one man there who had not had on the wedding garment. And he said, listen to the language that Jesus used to this parable. He is the king, and they are his subjects. He said, friend, how did you come in here without your wedding garment? Now, during that time, because this is, everybody was being invited, both good and bad. So the king had placed, according to the Babylonian Talmud, the king had placed in the gate or in the door the festal garment, so that when they come in, if you're wise, you'll pay attention. You'll be able to pick up the festal garment and wear. Ellen G. White, Christ Object Lessons, page 309, paragraph 2. And of those who accepted the invitation, there were some who thought only of benefiting themselves. They came to share the provisions of the feast, but they have no desire to honor the king. Your wedding garment is your commitment to honor your king. This is my point, the second point that I would like to share with you today in your study guide. The chosen were those who care to respond to the call. Friends, there are so many things in our lives that we take for granted. Do we care about our worship to God? Do we care about how to honor God? Do we care about one another? Do we care about our church? That's why I would like you to keep the bulletin when you go home. Stuck it up and store it, because there has been a great effort. There has been time that was used to prepare those study guides in our bulletin, so that you can have your resources later on when you try to recall what had happened in the church. And the Bible continues to say in Matthew chapter 22, verse 14, because before this, the king said to his servants, okay, bind this fellow hand and foot and cast him out into outer darkness. There will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. And in verse 14, for many are called, but few are chosen. Ellen G. White, Christ Object Lesson, 310, paragraph 1. But not all. But not all who profess to be Christians are true disciples. Before the final reward is given, it must be decided who are fitted to share the inheritance of the righteous. As a Seventh-day Adventist pastor, as a Seventh-day Adventist Christian, I would like to tell you right now, with all boldness of declaration, that we have a high priest in the heavenly sanctuary that is looking down upon us, waiting for our decision, for our choices, if we care. And if we are called to reflect Christ's character to be ours. This time of Earth's history, dear beloved, is what we call in our Adventist parlance or in our Adventist theology, this is the time where we call this the investigative judgment or the pre-Advent judgment. That all of our decisions are at stake. That whatever we do and say reverberates to our eternal future. But there is a good news, dearly beloved. The high priest is our king. Isaiah 33, verse 22. For the Lord our God, for the Lord Adonai is our judge. He is our lawgiver. He is our king. And it is He who will save us. We are called to reflect Christ's character to be ours. I don't know with you, but I would like to confess to you that I long to follow Jesus in my life. Not only because I work for our denomination, but because I am convicted. And there are those of you who are watching right now in my YouTube channel. Those of you who have been asking, thank you very much for joining us today. And also, thank you for supporting the ministry that is going on. I am a Seventh-day Adventist Christian, and I will be a Seventh-day Adventist Christian until the Lord comes. Dearly beloved, it's your choice. Do you care? How's your character? May God bless you today. This is my prayer.